Yeah. All right. I have an idea that for keeping yourself clean and the shit hits the fan, grid down, total grid down situation. No utilities, no electricity, no running water, anything like that. This is just an option if you have a water source, and you should be able to have a water source. If I'm here at my house, there is actually a creek that runs probably about, I don't know, 200 or 300 yards away. So it'd be a hell to carry the water or whatever, but you know, I mean, people carry it for miles. Still to this day, people carry it for miles in other countries. So I'm not going to complain. Now, of course, I got a bunch of kids too, you know, teenagers, young 20s, young bucks. They can carry that shit, you know. So, but anyway, my point is that cleanliness is next to godliness, they say, you know. So, and hygiene is ever important in that situation for sure. You want to keep yourself clean as possible, not only just for, you know, your pleasantness smell, but you don't want to get sick. Germs, you know, maybe you need to clean yourself off real quick because you got some kind of contaminants or something like that on you. Anything. But so my idea here is to make a type of shower that only using materials that I have on hand. Let's say grid went down, boom, right now. I don't have a solar shower. I don't have one. I'd like to get one, but I don't have one. And however, those are plastic bags as well too, and they will eventually fail. They won't last that long. But here's just an option. I'm doing this with what I have on hand at my house, just in junk drawers, items that I have, and I'm not using any power tools or anything like that because I'm pretending that there's no electricity. So I'm just going to try this, and this is just a way to do it, and there's multiple options of way to do that. I'm just using what I have on hand, and so it's a pretty cool thing. We'll see if it works and see how good it works, but let's get to it. I'm just using a knife blade that cut around those perforations that I made. Just kind of get it in a circle here and pop it out very carefully without going nice. Get the rest of it. Now what I'm using is off of one of those water jugs. I have one of these big blue water jugs, and it has a valve on it that you can turn the jug sideways and use it for for pouring water and stuff. Now, however, you probably could use that as a shower too, but it'd be hard to fill up. So this is actually the spout and the lid that goes with that. And the jug had a crack in it. It got messed up somehow. I didn't have it stored right. It's my own fault. So basically what I've done is taken that, and if you can see, and this thing actually screws right down to it. We'll hold it tight. Now, there is no seal or anything on that, but I got something for that too. All right, I got a little JB Weld, old JB Weld, mind you. I'm out of my clear epoxy, so I'm using what I have on hand. And this stuff still should do good. Got to mix it up right. So, but yeah, very old JB Weld. Like I said, I'm using what I have on hand. So what I'm going to do is just put some on this stuff on the threads. Oh, drop it everywhere. Leaves off there. Got a little bit on the threads, get it in there. Spread it in there good. Kind of get it, I don't have very much. Kind of get it around this little edge right here. Now that clear epoxy would work a lot better, I think. I mean, JB will work too, but like I said, this is kind of old, so it's not very easy to work with, but that should work. Get those threads coated. Get it good and tight. All right. Yeah. So. Let that dry for a little bit. Yeah, see, it's got that little bead in there now on it. So just kind of cleaning that up a little bit. Kind of flattening out that bead. Yeah. Just kind of clean that up. That way it'll seal it a little bit better. And we'll let it dry and see what it does. All right, like I said, there's multiple options you can do with this. Like I said, I'm doing this with what I have on hand, and multiple ways to do this. Whatever your imagination comes up with, whatever you have, be cool to have like even like a little shower head, or even one of those pull-off top ones, you know, with the shower head and stuff. The reason why I did it this way is because of that cap in there. It will sit flush and flat with this bottom. You know, I couldn't do it sideways. Now, however, you know, you can do sideways, have some kind of extension off there. But one of the things that you do want, though, is like some type of valve, like this has on it too, some type of valve where it doesn't just pour out straight out, you know, and your shower will be over in a minute. You want to be able to have a little bit, even though it may be just a trickle, but it will work. And you know, you, like me, I take not real long showers, but pretty decent showers, you know, good size, you know, so you want to have something where you can feel like you can get clean. You know, after you clean yourself, you won't be able to rinse yourself, so you might have to fill this up 2, maybe 3 times, depending on what you know, how clean you want to get and what you have on you. So, but you want to adjust to be able to have something that will adjust the flow. And something like this would be cool, because it might, you know, this right here, it's just going to pour out water, you know, a stream of water. This right here may, you know, some type of shower head, you know, can, like a shower does, it spreads it out, you know, so it's like, so it might be, that might be an option too. But like I said, I'm using what I have on hand right at the moment. And the reason I didn't use any of this, because I was going to use this, is I don't have the extra fittings and stuff to make it work. So I'm using what I have. And also thinking that, you know, even though I JB welded this, crack it back open if you have to, but it might be, you know, I don't have any gaskets, any rubber gaskets or anything, so might be good to have some gaskets that will fit this, you know, something like that. And that way you can not JB weld it or glue it down. That way, see how this sticks out? You know, if you keep this laying around somewhere or something, this might get broke off. Be able to take that out of there, turn it back around, switch it, have it in there, just, you know, have the cap here instead, which will, you know, survive better and take abuse better than just this, because this could break easily. So, just an idea. Like I said, your imagination is how you're going to go. Now we're going to put some water in this. We're going to test it out. All right, you want a hot shower, which most of us like hot showers. I like mine scalding hot personally, but this metal pot, I bought this, oh man, I don't know, a long time ago, 10 years ago probably, maybe more. And I bought it at a resale shop. It's like $1, maybe $2, something like that. Stainless steel. My idea was I have a family, you know, I have kids. Most of them are grown now, but we see them all the time. And if a grid down situation happens, they're coming here, you know, and we're going together wherever. This is my idea was for cooking, and cooking a large amount, like of some type of soup or something with some beans and whatever have you. But having a large amount, because I have 4 kids. I've also got a brother-in-law, 2 brother-in-law, kids, wives, all that stuff. We're all together. You know, there's a lot there. So it's a big 4 or 5 gallon stainless steel. Anyway, my point is, you can heat it up, heat your water. If you got time, if you're at your your location, wherever you're at, you can heat it up. And of course, you don't want to get it to a rolling boil unless you already got a little bit of cold water in there or something to mix it down with, and you don't want to scald yourself. So, you know, keep whatever's comfortable for you, and pour it in the bucket. About halfway, a little better than. Now you see I got it up on a cinder block, keep that nozzle from being laying by itself. So there's ways to protect it. So now we're gonna hang it. From this pre-cut location. Doesn't look like it's leaking. As you can see, for me this is only about neck high, but you can hang it however you want. Multiple ways to do it. You're limited by your imagination. I don't see any leaks, and it really wouldn't matter if it was just a drop or something. You can adjust it however you want for your taking a shower. And like I said, you can do multiple types of shower heads on it, so there's no issue there. It's just whatever. This is what I had on hand, and as you can see, that would work. It will work. I'll let that drain out. So you can see it will work. Now, one of the things too is that a solar shower works on getting heat from the sun and things like that. It's a white bucket. it's possible that you may be able to paint that bucket black, let it sit in the sun, and it can warm up. Also, a lid you may want to keep on top of it when it's doing that, but you know, keep anything out of it. But also, of course, when you're taking a shower or whatever, using it, is that you want to take the lid off of it, or at least give it a crack, you know, that way, because it's got a rubber gasket on it. You don't want it to seal up, you know what I mean? That may also help the flow a little bit. But, you know, like I said, this is just my redneck way of doing it. It's pretty rednecked, but it works. It'll work in an emergency situation. Grid down, shit hits the fan, it'll work. So it's better than nothing. Like I said, you know, it'd be okay to better to have one made up how you want specifically for it. There's options of hanging it. I just put it on a cut limb. Only limited to your imagination. But anyway, hope that helped a little. It's just like I said, a redneck way of doing it, but it will work. And I used what I had on hand. No electronic power tools or nothing. So that was just my idea for a quick and dirty option to, you know, take a shower. You know, there's all kinds of modifications you can do to them, all kinds of ways to do it. So, but this is, like I said, I did this with what I had on hand, and going from, let's say, a grid down, total grid down situation happened, and this is what I had to make to take a shower with what I had in my house on hand right now. So, which is hence why you prep, to have stuff beforehand, you know, when something happens. So, but if I had to make one, I had some stuff to do it. And a lot of stuff, a lot of items that you can use are pretty much just in your shower. You can even use your shower heads that you currently have, because they may not be working. And so you can use that stuff. It's options to think about. All kinds of modifications you can do to it, things you can do. I'm sure Panhandle Prepper and Bug Out Brad and Hupple's Cat, you know, have some, you know, ideas that they may be able to improve on this. And just some general thought, you know, about it, because those guys, they know all kinds of stuff like that. Even FKW Media, those guys, they have a good thought process, and I would recommend checking out every one of their channels, because they have good ideas, good thoughts on prepping and being prepared and being, you know, self-reliant on yourself, because nobody's coming to get you, nobody's coming to save you. It's all on you. Like I said, this is a good option. Just, you know, it was my redneck way of doing it. So, and I thought it would be fun to try it, and it was all just, and it actually only took probably half an hour to even make the whole thing. So there you go. Anyway, keep it heavy.